If Oro had offered a reward for Dez's capture, the captain probably would have sold him out. That meant the Oro managers hadn't put a price on his head. They were more worried about paying out a bounty than letting a fugitive escape Republic justice. It wasn't important that they found him. As long as they could show the Republic they'd tried. Groshek must have realized all this when he made the arrangements to smuggle Dez aboard. The high-pitched whine of the engines powering up caused Dez to brace himself against the walls of his close quarters. A few seconds later, the whine became a deafening roar, and the ship lurched beneath him. The repulsors fired, counterbalancing the vessel, and Dez felt the press of the G's as the ship took to the sky. He kicked the panel once, knocking it free, and untangled himself from the hidey hole. The captain and crew weren't around. They would all be at their stations for liftoff. Dez didn't know their destination. All he knew was that at the end of the trip, a human woman was waiting to sign him up for the Sith Army. As before, the thought filled him with a mix of emotions. Fear and excitement dominated all the others. There was a slight jostling of the ship as it broke atmosphere and began to speed away from the tiny mining world. A few seconds later, Dez felt an unfamiliar but unmistakable surge as they jumped to hyperspace. A sudden sense of liberation filled his spirit. He was free. For the first time in his life, he was beyond the grasping reach of Oro and its cortosis mines. Groshek had said that grim fate and ill fortune were conspiring against him. But Dez wasn't so sure now. Things hadn't worked out quite the way he planned. He was a fugitive, with the blood of a Republic soldier on his hands, but he had finally escaped Apatros. Maybe the cards he'd been dealt weren't so bad after all. In the end,